Hello survivors and welcome to another Walking Dead Road to Survival video, and in this video we're going to be doing a starter guide showcase for Protector Mercer. I am going to be doing some gameplay as well, showing him against some harder defense teams as well as testing him out on that roadmap just to see that signature move in action against extremely high HP characters. Could be actually quite a bit of fun. Now if you want a breakdown of how Protector Mercer's kit works, I have done a full character preview. You can go check out that video. There should be a link in the top right hand corner. Definitely worth checking out just to see how his kit actually works. But generally speaking, when it comes to how I'd upgrade him, it's maxing him out. Max out all those skills, definitely. Even though none of them really boost his damage that much compared to his signature move and rush actually just doing pure damage, they're still all worth upgrading for sure. His passives are very nice on support side of things, just nice to continue the fight, get things going. The ransack side of things as well with Still the Kiss is obviously great. He is fully maxed out in these tests, just so you know. So we'll move swiftly on to the combat mods, and with this character he can hit crits on his Adrenaline Rush, his signature move and his basic attacks. And he is a damage dealer. He's got a damage roll. He's going to get all the multipliers. So we might as well try and take advantage of that with crit set. And we'll just boost his attack stat as well. We're going to go straight in with attack on crit set. Makes perfect sense for this character. You want to get his attack as high as possible. And attack mode will do that. And obviously crit set will give him the multipliers when he hits those crits, which he should be hitting reasonably often. Now he will be doing main damage. His attack stat's not going to have any effect on that. The crit set's not going to have any effect on that. The way his main damage works is purely based on his pure attack stat, actually, on his Adrenaline Rush. But you do have to have Sweetie Princess in that team. But when it comes to his signature move, which I think has got a lot of people's attention, that's purely based on the difference between his HP and the enemy he's attacking, max HP. So you don't want to increase his HP in any way, not on the weapon, not on the mods. You want to try and do as much damage there as possible. It won't be affected by attack versus either when it comes to his mods, but you want to obviously try and do as much damage as possible here. I would say he doesn't really need attack versus tough. He's going to be doing crazy amounts of damage against tough characters already because he is a fast character. So the other traits we're going to choose are going to be the ones that are a bit more meta at the moment, which I think is going to be strong. I don't have an actual strong on crit set mod. And we're going to be using an offset one. I've got a lot of on defense by the looks of things. This is still going to give a 70% boost, so definitely worth going offset for an attack versus. You want to try and get it onset just to get the better set bonus. But 70% extra damage against strong characters is extremely nice indeed. Now in the bottom right hand corner, pretty simple mod to choose here, I think. Because he has such a good signature move, we want to protect that signature move with Daze Resist. Pretty simple. There is quite a lot of Daze characters out there, and the likes of Clementine, for instance, does Daze like damage roll characters as a target, but she's not a control roll character, so she will not be able to reduce his resist, so we have a 90% chance to resist this, so you definitely want to try and go for this. You might even want to team him up with someone who can cleanse Daze in teams, if you do want to rely more heavily on that signature move. The rest of his kit isn't too bad. His Adrenaline Rush will still hit hard, but that signature move I think is going to be absolutely spectacular. Now in the bottom left hand corner, we're going to just double down on the multipliers. We want to get as high damage as possible here. Another 75% crit damage means those hits on the Adrenaline Rush will hit harder. His actual initial hit on the signature will hit harder, and that will just give more chance that the actual main side of things will take the character out. And also his basic attacks, if he ever basic attacks, will hit harder too. Pretty simple here. We'll lock this in just because it's the basis. If we had the better multiplier bonus in the top right hand corner, we would obviously be getting a 4-slot bonus with the crit damage being increased that way. Now lastly, we have the wild card slot, and there will be a couple of decent options for this slot. If you wanted to go for a resist, you could go for taunt resist. There is a reasonable amount of taunt out there. And there's also taunt that targets damage roll characters, and Protector Mercer being a damage roll would have to resist that or potentially just be locked in early on in the fight. It might not be a problem because he has like ransack in his kit, he'll just be stealing stuff away, but you want to use that signature move, especially if you've got Daze Resist, so potentially taunt resist could be good here. And then you might want to you know, actually prioritize a different attack versus, depending on what teams you think you're facing a lot. I think there are a lot of strong characters right now. There's also heavy, strong-based teams, and he's going to get a bonus, obviously, if he uses attack versus strong there. But you can switch that out for something else. I think the other trait that is quite big right now, especially some of the more problematic characters on defense, is going to be alert. And that's what we're going to go for when it comes to the mod. We're going to go for attack versus alert. But I think taunt resist potentially is the better option. But I'm not really going to be able to showcase how the taunt resist is going to work without just going in against a character on purpose that would taunt me and resist it, you know? Whereas this is going to show a bit more damage output, which I think most people would probably want to see. This would be for more damage, obviously. You might need to have a bit more support set up for the Mercer teams, but this should be pretty decent as a starting block. So we've looked in these combat mods, and as you can see, we have got the 4-slot bonus with crit damage at 54%. We're losing out on 16% here. So if you do have a very, very good platinum mod, you could potentially use that instead. If you have like a max plat mod, I think it's 65%. So you'd only be losing out on 5% attack versus strong, but you'd gain 16% crit damage, and it would definitely be worth it there. I think the best I've got it like in the 40%. So I'm losing out on 25% attack versus strong for 16% attack, you know, extra crit damage. I think I've made the right choice when it comes to an offset mod as it stands. But obviously, if we do ever pull an attack versus strong on crit set, it's ideal to finish off the sets that you have. Now, when it comes to the weapon he can use, this is how I have upgraded his attached weapon. We went to 55% attack, and we changed the AP on attack to AP when being attacked. This means he potentially could get a second turn natural rush if he did get focused by the defense team, which he could potentially get focused by the defense team. The 100% chance this fighter reduces reflected damage and counter damage down to 0 is only required if you don't have someone like Maggie as the leader, but otherwise he could be used in a team like with Sophia or Heavy Camouflage from, let's say, Tiffany, and he's the one who could get the takedowns on the payback character with no actual issue. The last slot is nice. It bypasses defense bonuses, but plus gives him a damage boost. However, if you do have actual improved 1535, he'll get the same attack bonus, but he'll also get a crit bonus. And the multipliers will come in with that attack bonus, giving him just higher overall attack. It will boost the main damage on his adrenaline rush, and it will also just improve the hits he does. I think stacking damage is probably a good way to go here. Losing out on quite a lot on the third slot is a bit risky. You're relying heavily on that main damage to actually be the center point of his damage at that point. Now, there is an extremely accessible weapon in the Faction Assault store, which is exclusive to the store, that is extremely good. I think most of you should have your hands on this already, and if you haven't, you really should be trying to get this weapon. It's such a good weapon. You can get up to 55% attack. It does have the AP on attack, unfortunately, but then it also has improved bonus attack, 45% attack when attacking enemies with more than 35% of their max HP. This is going to be nice on that first turn signature move. And then in the last slot, it has improved attack damage boost, attack deal 35% damage, and they ignore defense bonuses, just like his base weapon does. But it's that third slot boost that you're going to get, which is obviously very, very nice indeed. You have to have a character like Maggie as the leader if you do use this weapon, or he has to have Guardian Shields from another character in the team consistently. He can one-shot payback characters with one Guardian Shield, but otherwise, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. We're going to use this weapon in the test. I think he will be doing a lot of damage with this, and it should be a lot of fun. So the team we're going to test out Mercer in is going to be this team right here. It has got another heavy damage dealer, and I think the combo between Protector Mercer and Eva and Ghost will be very, very good. I will say I have already done some test attacks with this team, and Mercer is getting taunted left, right, and center. If you aren't, taking care of the taunt characters early on, there's big issues. It might be worth sacrificing one of those attack verses for a taunt resist just to stop him from getting absolutely hard controlled, which is horrible. Or bring someone in who can do focus. There are characters out there that can potentially do focus. But like I said, the combo between Eva and Ghost and Mercer should be good. Mercer to do the initial hits, Eva and Ghost to clean up. The next turn, Mercer might have his rush if he does get focused by whoever's left alive. In this case, Job is laying down crosshairs, so even Ghost is, takedowns are going to be decapped. I think the combo between these particular two heavy damage dealers is going to be brutal. Okay, so as you can see, we have switched in a new mod, and it is going to be a taunt resist mod, because the taunts are just brutal for sure. We're going to hit an attack here on the first turn. This is almost like one of the roadmap teams. This is a defense team. It has actually been hard to find good defense teams in raids, because during the raid tournament, a lot of teams are dropped, and a lot of people are trying to help people out with the Heath teams. But you can see we're going to hit Lucas on turn 1, and Lucas is a very problematic character. Just can get revives off his passives plus his weapon, and we're just going to take care of him. Plus the splash is going to come in. It's not too bad. Took off half of the HP of Zachary in the top right hand corner, and then we can just kind of clean up with even Ghost a little bit. Characters with decap will be decapped. Characters with Halo will obviously come back, but it is the way it is. This character has decap with the crosshairs. We have actually got a ransack weapon on her, so we stole away that that buff, so Halo's gone. And then we can get Eva and Ghost back again. I'm not sure if we've managed to hit that, because you know how she is. It doesn't look like we have. But what we can do is maybe just risk it with a takedown here. Let's see. So we do take her down, and she will be decapped, but she will rush and revive Zachary in the top right-hand corner. We'll just hit the defend action. We've got Zachary in our attack team here, so we're pretty safe because of how things work. But what this is also going to do is it might show off his passive here, where when I hit the attacks, I might be able to get revives in just from hitting enemies. So one attack comes in, another attack comes in. We do revive Eva and Ghost. That's actually nice. And we did decap Zachary as well. As you can see, the revive trains are all going to come. We stole one of the Halos. The revive train's going to come back. Will we get another revive? We do. This is what he's going to be adding to the fight. It's going to be very, very nice indeed. Very nice indeed. Just a little finish off there, but I think it's got very, very high potential here. Okay, so I searched for an age to find a bite team, and it's not really a spectacular bite team, but what can I do? We can take out Bite straight away. I know he can be problematic for some people with the signature move. We do some damage, and the Maime's going to come in. I don't even think the Maime actually came in, but it could potentially come in and finish characters off that actually don't actually survive. We could have taken out the character in the bottom right-hand corner, but I think she does have, decap resist because she's a Halo 2. But that's where characters come in, like Eva and Ghost. We can steal away buffs because we've got Ransack here. Like I say, the combo between these two characters is going to be pristine. Pristine. We did get a revive coming because of this cheeky dude up here. We'll try and should we try and take him out? I think we will. I think we'll try and take him out. There we go. Take out another character. Got a lot of heavy turn 1 nukage here. Okay, so I know a lot of people will be seeing those attacks and thinking, well, those teams can't be modded. They can't have any weapons. You're just decimating them too much. We're talking about even Ghost, who's crazy, and also this Protector Mercer, who is crazy. So to test it out a bit better, we're going to take it on this roadmap. See what kind of damage he can do here with the signature move. And off turn 1, we're going to try and target this character. Now, I'll do Mighty Hunter Zachary's attack first, so you can kind of see the damage output he does. Not too bad. Not too bad. 187k? We'll round it up. 200k. Protector Mercer, on the other hand, because of that maim, his initial hit won't hit for crazy amounts, but the maim damage will come in and hit for 400k. Unfortunately, the character healed, but 400k on that maim. It's always the difference between the HP minus his HP. His HP is 20k. That character has 420 max HP. We're going to hit him for 400k on the maim. It works the same way against any character. The difference is this character has 300,000 defense. So I'm not going to hit very hard on that initial hit. Against a normal character, I'll always hit for 20k plus. So you'll always be able to take out a character with that signature move. The signature move is just crazy good. Even on this roadmap, it's pretty good. But it's absolutely crazy when it comes to how good it is on rates. Just because his initial damage is just going to be really strong too. And now he has got a proc of the second half of his specialist skill. So we just do a basic attack and it's an instant decap. Decap is king. And like I say, Mercer is bringing that to the table. We can do his Adrenaline Rush next. You'll see he won't do much damage. These characters have 300 to 400k defense. But we might get his signature move to come back. It's doubtful. He's going to start getting targeted in a second, I think. They don't like our boy Mercer. We'll do some damage to the central character. See how much damage it does. It's not too bad, all things considered. 110k. That isn't too bad. Considering this character has what? 230,000 defense. Kind of crazy. Will I survive this turn? If I do, I'll do the signature move against somebody. We do indeed. We'll use the signature move up here. We'll do trait damage. Let's see what happens. Did we take him out? We did. There we go. One shot. Maime's going to come in afterwards. 592,000 Maime. On this roadmap, it's hilarious. He's going to do his Adrenaline Rush, but we have obviously decapped him. Like you can see, Mighty Hunter Zachary's Adrenaline Rush with his missing HP is crazy high. So's his Sig, but Mercer's making this look just so easy. So very powerful potential. I think that he's going to be great in a Tiffany alert-based team. I don't have Tiffany, and I don't have the alert-based characters that could go with her anyway. I think he's going to be great in that team. With his base weapon, he'll have the counter damage reduction. Camouflage will be put on the team by Tiffany, and that could be a really nice setup, honestly. Really nice indeed. As you can see, I have switched out the other attack versus. We went with attack versus alert plus taunt resist. Doubling down on those resists seems very important. He was getting taunted non-stop when I didn't have that, so I switched it out, and it 100% was an improvement. This is what you should basically be doing with all your characters. Testing out an idea. If they're constantly getting taunted, constantly getting impaired, constantly getting a particular thing happen to them, put a resist in there against it. Sometimes it's a particular role that has things happen to them. And for Mercer, it is. He's a damage roll character. There are just people who focus his role when it comes to the daisies, the taunts. So those two resists look pretty good on him. So a lot of fun testing out Mercer. Little showcase there for you. Little starter guide when it comes to the mods and the weapon and so on and so forth. His base weapon is probably better to go with if you can build a team that can survive without Maggie leader. It's just whether you can do that or not. This new Tiffany, like I said, looks pretty decent. Do give me your thoughts on a build, whether it be team build when it comes to Mercer, in the comments down below. I want to thank you very much for tuning in. And as always, keep on surviving, guys. Keep on surviving.